Hey guys, it's me again, and I want to do a full review of Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. Now, I just beat it a couple of days ago. Now that I've gotten married, I don't have too much time to game, so it's taking me a long time to beat it. But anyway, the game is really good. The only problem I don't like is a problem I have with a few Switch games is that right there. Internet download required, micro SD card may be required. And I believe the initial download, if you have the physical version, I want to say 8 gigs you have to download. I could be wrong, but I think it's 8. But so you will need a micro SD card, or you can just delete some stuff if you have if you don't have a memory card installed. And aside from that, that's my only problem with this game. I love having the full game on the cartridge. Just makes more sense to me. But I've heard that because the cartridge is more expensive than a basic disc, they do it that way to cheap out on it. But whatever. Anyway, starting out, I haven't played the first game in the series, so I had no idea what the storyline was, aside from what I saw on the trailer, which I think I watched. But anyway, there's like a 2 or 3 minute recap of the events of the first game, and it jumps you right into the game after that recap is done. You fight a few bad guys, then it forces you to choose between two characters. So after you pick one of those characters, then the game, you drops you into the game. Really good first-person shooter. Bethesda did a good job, and Panic Button, of course, the Switch gods, they've done a really good job of porting this game to the Switch. I believe they've done Rocket League and Doom as well, and they're working on Doom Eternal right now. Plus Wolfenstein 3, the Youngblood, I think is what it's called. It's coming out next year sometime. But anyway, you're thrown right into the story after you pick one or two guys to save, and it goes from there. Uh, Really good gameplay. Uh, of course, there's a little bit of a problem with the analog nubs because on the Switch they're really small, but it didn't affect the gameplay. It didn't hamper my gameplay that much. I was still, you know, uh, moving fast, shooting bad guys. There are a couple of stealth segments in the game, but they're not that uh, restrictive. You can still go in guns blazing, but they'll throw more bad guys at you if you don't kill the top commanders real quickly, because they'll turn on the alarms, and that'll bring more guards to you. But you have a full arsenal of weapons, uh, some high tech, sci-fi type weapons, along with your more basic uh, assault rifles, grenades, pistols, machine guns, shotguns. Uh, the weapon levels, the levels are really done really well. I only had one problem with one level on where to go, and I had to look it up on YouTube to find out where I had to go. But that was only one problem in the entire game, uh, which I think is really well, because a lot of times I get stuck on games a lot. I'm not the best gamer in the world, so but the, uh, the level design was really good. Environment's really good. Uh, and you're not just stuck like in buildings. You have some outside areas. Uh, there's a level at a farmhouse in Texas that's really nice. Uh, there's, I believe, the New York is really nice. You see a bunch of bombed out buildings and whatnot. Uh, the only levels I didn't really care much for, and that's just because they were kind of bland, was the airship missions. Those were kind of blah. But other than that, I mean, the game was really, I mean, the levels was really varied, which is really good for any game, really, not just a shooter. Uh, can't think of any really. Uh, the cons were, let's see, uh, maybe the fact that the tone of the story is sort of inconsistent. You'll have something really serious going on, and then all of a sudden they'll throw some wacky part in there. But you know, it's whatever. It's not that big of a deal. You know, it's a video game of all things. I'm not looking for some some Shakespearean type story going on. But I recommend it. The ending. Uh, we don't get the DLC, so I don't know how that plays out as far as storyline. But uh, it doesn't end off at a cliffhanger. It ends and that's it. Uh, you know that they're going to do a part three just because But there's no cliffhanger ending. It ends perfectly. There is also some side content. Uh, you can help out some members of the team once you finish the game. And then there's like a total of, I think, 12 or 13 assassination missions you can play where you go hunt down the Nazi regime, the top bad guys. And those will take you back to levels that you've already been to. But all in all, this is a really fun game. I recommend it if you have a Switch. And if you don't have a Switch, I recommend it for any of the other consoles that you may have. Of course, with the Switch being less powerful, this is going to be the worst looking version of it. But this is still worth your money if you can get it. And of course, have a memory card available. Uh, so I guess that's pretty much it. I might do a Wolfenstein versus Doom video and my thoughts on both of those. But this is really worth your money. Good shooter to add to your Switch library, and a good game to add to your library, whether you're into shooters, or just casual shooter fan. It's really good. Okay, guys, I'm signing off.